Welcome to Type C Tech Reviews. Today we're going to be unboxing the Alienware AW2723DF. And at any point during the video you want to check out this exact same monitor, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. But let's get this unboxed. A lot of really impressive specs here, and as always, really nice packaging from Alienware. Lifting this up, 240 Hz, overclocked to 280 Hz from the factory. This does also have a factory calibration because one of the most interesting points here is like the 24.5-inch version kind of this, falling in that same category. That one just covered the sRGB color space. This one's covering the DCI-P3 color space. That's really exciting. Here is the factory calibration report with a delta E of less than or equal to 3, which is not bad, but we'll be in-depth testing that a little bit more in the full review, so subscribe below, coming in a few days. But let's finish the unboxing. Really premium looking. Here is the bottom of the stand, which seems to kind of look like the Alienware OLED, the QD OLED. This might be the exact same stand, if I'm remembering correctly. Very attractive. This is the other half of the stand. This one is very, very heavy, which is a good thing, very premium. Absolutely love that off-white kind of gray color. Alienware printed on the side. They have these nice little things right there. So to put this together, all you gotta do is line those up, place those in right there, and then as a high quality thumb screw, you can just screw it in with your thumb. Cable management here is also really cool. It comes in right here and then exits all the way down here in the bottom, really easily hiding those cables. I love that design. But continuing on with the unboxing, this is a rear cover. You can choose to use this or not, but that's gonna have the cables kind of come through right here and clean up the back of it, which is kind of cool. Also in here, we have this cute little box, which I believe is just paperwork. Yeah, so in here you have probably all your warranty cards, your manuals, stuff like that. It's a cute little box and it definitely just adds to the premium feeling of this. Feels kind of like Apple packaging. Also in the box, we've got a bunch of different cables, USB Type B to USB Type A, DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort, and then your average DisplayPort cable, and then an HDMI cable. These are all nice cables. That's something that Dell Alienware always gives you, which is nice. These aren't just your generic, these are higher quality. And then lastly in the box, we do have a cable. Obviously, Dell sent us the wrong one. Don't worry, this is a review unit that they sent over, so this probably will not happen to you if you buy it directly. We have another cable, not a big deal. But the one thing this does have nice is almost all Dell Alienware products with the monitors have internal power supplies, so you don't have that big power brick, which is super nice. All right, but actually getting to the panel itself, there it is packaged very nicely, and they have these slits open that is super, super dirty. I don't know why. It's like muddy on the back, but hopefully it does not affect the performance at all. But you clip this in just by putting this right there, pressing it down, and it clips in nicely. Pulling this out, putting it right on the desk, and there we go. All right, taking the plastic off of the front, and there is the panel. Attractive from the front. We can see the bezels, very small on the bottom, extraordinarily small on the edges. I typically never talk about that because all monitors typically have small bezels these days, but those are especially small. Very, very cool. Now, coming over to the backside, you're going to have to ignore the dirtiness. I have no idea why it is dirty like that. Really detracts from the overall beauty of this monitor because it is very beautiful. Now, coming down to the ports, over here we've got 2 HDMIs and then your display port and then a 3.5mm audio out. Going to the other side, we have the USB Type B upstream right here and then 2 USB Type A's. And then I think someplace, yeah, along the bottom, kind of give you this show, along the bottom right here, we've got those 2 more USB Type A's, so 4 in total, plus a 3.5mm audio out, so you have 2 of those as well. That is super nice for convenience, great placement. Then also on the back, we do have a light up Alienware logo, and then a light up 27 logo. The only thing that I don't like about this is they are bright enough to hit the wall, but it's inconsistent because there's more light coming from this than this one over here, but not a big deal. And before we get it set up on the desk, do a initial impressions, go through the menu system, do a gaming test, and then a ghosting test. Let's check out this stand. So this looks very similar to the Quantum Dot OLED, but this one has good amount of height adjustability, tilt, and swivel from the stand up there. Very nice, not a ton of swivel, but not bad at all. And does it have rotation? It does have rotation. Does it go both ways? It absolutely does. Fantastic stand. This feels very, very nice. Alienware is pretty much like the top for stands. Their designs are stunning. They work incredibly well and they feel the premium out of pretty much anyone else. All right, let's get on the desk, get this thing hooked up and do the tests. All right guys, now with it on the desk, let's turn it on. We have a dedicated power button over here with RGB, I believe. Yes, so it does have RGB, which is kind of cool. Then also we have the single joystick under the bottom middle chin right here. That's exactly where you want it for the menu system. Turning this on, we choose English. Right off the bat, the colors look good, as they should. But let's go to the menu system, turn this all the way up, go into the full menu system. It's in the preset color mode, FPS, MOBA, RTS, which is the most vibrant one, which is very vibrant. RPG, sports, creator, which is really cool because this does have that color gamut again. I'm going to talk about that a lot. Game 1, Game 2, which is all customizable. You have a warm color mode, cool, custom color, tons of color modes, different game enhanced stuff, which is like their timer, refresh rate stuff, and then the overclock, which is what we're going to do. You can see you can choose 250 Hertz, 260, 270, 280 Hertz, which we're absolutely going to do. Also has all the response time settings, and you have that console mode, which is really cool. All right, so coming down, going into brightness and contrast, we're gonna turn the brightness all the way up to 100%, all the way up. Nice and bright. Nice and bright, definitely over 400 nits. But again, all real specs and everything like that tested will be in the full review. You have your different inputs. You have the alien effects lighting. You can do a little behind, if you can see that back there. You get all of the cool stuff. I can actually change the colors. I'm gonna change the logo one. We're gonna change it to a red. There we go. We got it in red. Super cool. You can change it to a bunch of different effects, stuff like that. Going down into display, you have your smart HDR, which is just, well, kind of an HDR mode. And this does have an HDR 600 rating, which we also will be testing. Picture in picture, picture by picture, your different audio settings, menu, pretty much all the rest of this stuff is what you would expect here. Now, let's go into NVIDIA control panel. We're gonna make sure this is outputting full 280 Hertz, and there we go right there. 280 Hertz, that's pretty sweet. Now, beyond that, super, super, super smooth and very, very visually very fluid. Let's go into NVIDIA control panel, see if this thing can output 10 bits of color at overclock 280 Hertz. Let's see, at full 1440p, this can output 10 bits of color. Let's go. Now, from just looking at it, not doing an accuracy test on the colors, the white tones look very accurate. The colors look fantastic. It's very vibrant. The matte finish on this is actually kind of not a matte finish. The interesting thing here is this is a Nano IPS panel, which LG manufactures. And if LG didn't manufacture it, then they sold the rights or whatever to the Nano IPS panel. This actually, the finish is more like the new GQ series from LG, which is a really good thing because it's kind of a mix between a matte and a glossy finish. So the overall quality of image immediately will seem far superior to other IPS panels that you've seen before. That's huge, but that's enough talking. Let's get in game, see how this thing does, then we'll do that ghosting test. All right guys, now before we even launch in game, I do wanna stress this has some of the thinnest bezels I've ever seen on any gaming monitor. Look at how freaking thin these are. I mean, it really does make this panel look even nicer. This is like Dell XPS 13 thin, possibly thinner than that. This is very, very attractive. So big deal right out of the box. But guys, jumping right in game into some Battlefield 2042, incredibly smooth. It's a very pretty display, getting kills right off the box. It is fast. I can tell you right away, the input lag, everything, it is quick. When you do use panels like this right away, I mean, it's very, very quick. The display is very bright. It's incredibly vibrant. That finish on the screen, rather than doing your average matte display, I mean, it's just so much better. The colors on this are stunning. I'm just gonna tell you right away, unless there's any crazy deal breakers, I mean, I wanna buy one of these for myself and just keep it on my gaming setup. The competition here would be like the new Asus 1440p. However, what you are getting is you're getting 360 Hertz with the Asus, but that's a $1,050 price tag. This is $649.99. So basically 650 bucks. That, well, for this experience is really good. If you want esports grade competitive gaming and you want 1440p and you don't want to break the bank, I mean, this is, I think, what most people are going to be getting. Really competitive, really good. It's so pretty. Let's turn HDR on and see how this game's in Battlefield with HDR on. All right, guys, here and now in HDR, I mean, the color gamut mixed with that finish is just absolutely beautiful. Even on a map that's mainly blues and whites and stuff like that and grays, it's absolutely stunning. Such a fantastic gaming experience. Really perfectly mixing, just from first impressions, it seems to be perfectly mixing the resolution with speed, with color accuracy. I mean, this is the full package right here. And it's not a crazy price point. It's not over $1,000, $649.99. That's mid-grade. And I mean, there's a lot of premium things here that I really love. FreeSync Premium Pro, so you're still getting variable refresh rate with HDR on, I mean, you're getting a beautiful panel, you're also getting a fast panel, you're also getting a panel that will see with the colors, going through the accuracy, going through calibrating and stuff like that, if this is actually capable of doing professional photo and video editing while also competitive gaming, which is something that, well, we've had with enjoyable gaming, quick gaming, but not esports level gaming like this before. This could be big. This could be really, really big. All right, let's do the ghosting test, see how this does. I'm expecting it to be basically perfect, but let's see. All right, right off the bat, very, very small amount of ghosting. However, we haven't even gotten into the response time settings, so let's go in there, see how this thing does even better. Hopefully, that's what we're hoping for. We're gonna go up into game, down here into the response time settings. It's in fast, which is the slowest. We're gonna go into super fast, decreases it a micro hair, pretty almost unnoticeable, and then in extreme, and it does some pixel overshooting. Okay, so the best response time setting is gonna be super fast. With that, it's slightly more than like the GQ 950 from LG. That's the first thing that comes to mind, the Gigabyte M32U. However, it's insanely low. You're never going to notice it during gaming. I'm gonna take the camera really quick, and that is what we're looking at. Basically perfect. Basically absolutely crystal clear. Guys, I am in love with this monitor. Again, we're gonna check the colors to make sure, well, this could be insanely good value. As of right now, if you wanna check it out, Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international. Go check out the specs. We're gonna do the testing in a few days. I'm gonna test this thing thoroughly because honestly, I wanna use it. This thing is so nice. I'm gonna game the heck out of this monitor. But yeah, all right, this is Type C Tech Reviews, and I'll see you guys in the review.